Assalamu alaikum. I wanted to come on here and talk about a topic that is really crazy, I guess, and in society when you mention being more submissive to your husband or obedient to your husband, it's really jarring. And I wanted to talk about it from an Islamic perspective because often when we hear these terms, they're coming from subjective sources, emotion, and they're also coming from a cultural context. The hadith about obeying your husband. So there's a hadith, to paraphrase, it basically says if a female prays her 5 daily prayers, fasts in Ramadan, keeps her chastity, and obeys her husband, then she can enter any gates of Jannah. Obeying the husband, and this is from scholars that have commented and saying that you obey your husband in halal means and in goodness. And one of the scholars was talking about how it's basically allowing your husband to take on the leadership role. You allow and give that space for your man to lead. It's this concept of a two-way street, in a sense that we have qualities to uphold the male and the male has qualities to uphold us, and it's divine, it's from Allah that we have these qualities to work with for the other person. So that's why I believe that when I say that I want to be more submissive and more obedient, it's coming from a perspective of me trying to allow him to lead more. And I found that in certain aspects of whether that was with my tongue, whether that's with my attitude, whether that's with some actions that I was doing, I wasn't allowing that position to be fulfilled fully. The man can tolerate so much, and same with the female, but we can be tolerant in certain aspects. So for example, like I tend not to be tolerant when it comes to the cleanliness of the house, whereas the male, they're very tolerant of it to a certain degree just because they view their house differently. When we look at the tasks that I have as a female, it's never going to be the weight of a male. They have so much other weight of bosses and deadlines, and they have you and they have their mom, they have so many different things that it's all about perspective. So basically, one of the big tips that I have learned in my personal marriage is to relax more, because it helps the husband see the fruits of his labor. Like as Muslims, ultimately we're here to serve Allah and to serve others, and things could really block that in our marriage to do so. So that's why it's always important to have an analysis done in ourselves and with our spouses, to like, hey, like how do we serve Allah better, how do we serve others better? Because things like complaining, things like complaints, things like, you know, marital things could really be like blocking our, you know, charity, could be blocking, like, you know, like let's do this for somebody. Like it blocks a lot of goodness sometimes in some cases. So I just wanted to share some of that. So I think I will end it here, but sometimes I do have marriage concepts, like little tiny nuggets, so inshallah maybe that could be a possibility. Sorry for my little rant. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.